Jade here from the Hungry Vegan. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about, firstly, different ways to get greens into your body and why I eat them. Now, there's a bit of debate, I guess, in the fruitarian community. Some fruitarians believe that we should eat 100% fruit, and other fruitarians believe that we should include greens in our diet. I am a fruitarian who believes that I need to have greens in my diet. Firstly, I live in the city, so the fruit I'm getting is not of the quality of somebody who's probably living in Southeast Asia somewhere, or Hawaii, or some beautiful tropical place with beautiful tropical organic fruit. My fruit will be picked early, sits in cold rooms for God knows how long, and it comes from soils that are generally depleted soils, so I'm not getting the minerals that my body needs, and I'm not getting the nutrition. So that is one of the reasons why I include greens in my diet. Secondly, I actually enjoy them. A lot of people say, oh, but it's not natural to eat like that. But if you look at, say, the orangutans, and I was lucky enough last year to go over to Sumatra, and I went to a place called Bukit Lawang, and I went through the jungle and I saw orangutans in their natural habitat in the wild. I don't support places that exploit animals. This was seeing them in their natural habitat, and it was amazing. Now, they are primarily fruitarians, but they eat a lot of greens. So for me, that makes natural, normal sense. Victoria Butenko actually wrote a book, and she studied the chimpanzees and saw just how many greens that they were eating. So she actually recommended that you eat at least 1 to 2 pounds per day, which is, in Australian conversion, about 450 grams to 900 grams. So up to about a kilo a day of greens. Now that seems extremely overwhelming, especially if you're very new to this lifestyle. Now for me, I've been eating a lot of greens for many years, so for me it really wasn't an overwhelming thing. But I can imagine it would be, and I have hosted many women over the years, and I've coached many women over the years, and many women, you know, the only vegetables that they've generally had is that on a hamburger or something like that. So it is an extremely overwhelming thing to think, oh my goodness, I've got to eat all these vegetables. For me, no. Greens for me are so essential. Now, if you're just looking at this, for example, you can see that there's actually veins, and there's veins on all the leaves of all our green vegetables, even the lettuce. And that for me is a sure sign that it's good for my blood. So you see, what happens is green leafy vegetables produce chlorophyll, which it's a pigment of the greens in there which contains chlorophyll. What chlorophyll actually does is it cleanses and replenishes the blood, which then in turn helps more oxygen pump through our bodies. So I feel greens have a very important part into my body because they are so important and imperative for the cleansing of my blood. Now, they've got anti-cancer properties. They are full of iron. Now, this is one of the questions I get all the time from people. I'm not reaching my iron levels. Now, firstly, if you're concerned about having low levels of iron, go and get your B12 and your iron levels checked by your doctor. However, if you want to increase the amount of iron in your diet and you are following 80-10-10, greens are the way to do it. So I have, as I stated earlier, I probably have about a kilo of greens a day. And that's great for me. They're packed with vitamin A, vitamin K. Now, vitamin K, you can really only get through your greens. So there are a few other things, but greens are a great way to get your vitamin K into you. So one of the questions people ask me is, how do I get so many greens into me? And it is a good question. Now, if I'm looking at something like this, I could either juice it, because it's quite a lot. And if you're looking at the weight of this is about 400 grams, okay? So, you know, if you're new to this lifestyle, you're probably looking going, wow, that's a whole silver beet. That would feed my whole family and it would go down to nothing. Cooked. But we're looking at it raw. So first of all, you could make tacos out of these. So you'd use all of the greens, all the spinach, and you could put tacos in it. Yes, you can make raw tacos. Make up something with some mango, some tomato, some onion, something like that. Put them in the shells and eat them like that. You could juice this. Put it through the juicer. That's a great way of getting that. If you're not used to smoothies, make sure you're adding some stuff in. Apple's good to sweeten it. You could throw it into a smoothie. Now, sometimes it's a lot of greens at first, so you put the water in and you can blend parts of the green down. Add some bananas into it, or fruit of choice. My favourite green smoothie is celery, baby spinach, and I put about this much baby spinach, and this is, I weighed it prior, it's about 200 grams. So I put about 200 grams of baby spinach in, and I put about 3 to 4 stalks of celery in, and I put 2 cucumbers in. I put about 3 to 4 apples in and 2 lemons. Now, I always like to put a fruit that's high in vitamin C, generally lemon, because I like to get lemon into me because it's alkalizing for my body. It's extremely alkalizing, actually. And so I like to get lemon into me. But the reason being is your body can't absorb iron without vitamin C. So it's really essential to, when you're having greens, have something with vitamin C in it. If you're eating a raw fruitarian diet, you're going to have plenty of vitamin C going to your body. Anyhow, now I have this much lettuce daily. I love this lettuce. If you've seen my videos, you'll see I love Chinese lettuce. So generally I have these during the day. I also have it with my salad at dinner time. But what I do is I get my little lettuce leaf and I wrap some banana and date in it. I actually had raspberries and passion fruit wrapped up like this. I wrapped it up in a little parcel so nothing fell out, and then I go crunch and get that into you. So that's another way of getting lettuce in. Mustard greens are great. They're another green, excellent, great rich source of calcium. That there, I weighed that, a whole bunch there, 200 grams. So, you know, there's ways and means. Now, what else can you do? Get a food processor, put a bunch in like this, and break it down to nothing. And that, then they will go really small in the bowl, and you can mix all your other salads in, so you're going to get that much into you, and it doesn't seem so overwhelming as having all these big leaves into you. So, great things to do. Celery, I love adding into my dressing. So when I make my salad dressings, generally zucchini and celery, they're just my go-to to add into salad dressings. And I'll put about 3 to 4 ribs of celery in and at least 2 zucchinis. That can make a big dressing, which yes, I do eat. And then I fill with lots of greens and other salad components. So that's another way to get some greens into you. Juicing, if you've got a juicer, is a brilliant way to get some greens into you. I think if you're finding it very overwhelming and hard to get greens into you, juicing is your best way. Your second best way is green smoothies. But a lot of people do this. Oh, I've had a green smoothie and put about that many greens in. See that? Nothing. That's nothing. You know, it's like when people think they've had lettuce and they put a tiny little bit of lettuce on their sandwich and they say, oh, I always have salad sandwiches. You know, you've put a bit of token lettuce on your sandwich. I'm having like a big lettuce. Like, seriously, get the greens into you. I love greens. I can't recommend them enough. They're high water. And that in itself, like, spinach has more water in it than bananas. That in itself, it's so hydrating. This is how we hydrate our skin, replenish our skin. If you're getting a bit on in age like me, you want to replenish your skin as much as possible. These are a great snack. See? The water's pouring out of them. Hot water. The thing I've noticed as well, oh my God, I love cucumber. Sorry. The more I'm on this lifestyle, the sweeter greens taste. And that might sound strange to people because I'm eating predominantly fruit, which is extremely sweet. But my palate is so clean that I can actually taste the sweetness in my greens. I can't recommend people having greens enough. People quite often say, I'm hungry all the time, I can't handle it. My automatic response is eat. But in all seriousness, if you want to reduce your food cravings, especially when you're transitioning to this lifestyle, you're going to have salt cravings, you're going to have fat cravings, and that's automatic because you've been addicted to them for so long. These little babies, your greens, they are going to reduce your cravings. So, you know, that it's good. I think they assist with weight loss. I also think they're a great source of fiber, which, yes, you are getting plenty of fiber. Greens can also flush out a lot of harmful toxins and metals from your body. So that in itself is a great reason to have them. Don't be fearful of greens. Don't turn away from them. You will hear, if you are moving into this lifestyle, you'll hear a lot of for and against greens. For me personally, I am for them. I'm not anti anybody else who wants to live and do whatever they want to do in their raw fruitarian life. But for me personally, I want to thrive, and I thrive on greens. So I aim to get a kilo into me a day. And I'm not joking, a kilo. Just over 2 pounds. So you want to start, and I feel the difference. If I crave them more and more now. I feel the difference when I'm not having them. And look, I have days just like everybody else where I'm not as perfect as I'd like to be with my diet. I'm not saying I don't eat raw, I do, but I may eat a lot more fruit than the actual greens because I haven't organised myself as well. So of course I go for the fruit, and I need to fill up. But if I have a day like that where I don't eat as much greens as I usually do, the next day I am craving them. Like I am literally, my body's saying, get those greens into you now. So this is my little bit of information on greens. I hope you like the video. I hope you're going to plan on getting some greens into you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share my video, subscribe to my channel so you can get notifications when new videos come out. Dare to be different, be bold, go raw. See you soon. Bye for now.
Too much to go back and pretend.